And that brings me to social commentator Bettina Arndt, who spent many years highlighting injustices within our tertiary institutions. And in the Porter case, she sees parallels between those willing on a separate investigation and the kangaroo court-style secret hearings that are being held on university campuses. I spoke with Bettina earlier this afternoon. Bettina Arndt, can we start with your experiences and what you've learnt is going on university campuses and these kangaroo court-style investigations into serious allegations? Give us an example of that.
Yes, I've been following these cases for, I think, 4 or 5 years now, where young men have approached me who've been subject to these independent investigations that we're hearing a lot about, which mean that they don't get any normal legal protection, they don't get access to lawyers, their guilt or innocence is determined on the basis of the lowest possible standard, the balance of probabilities. There isn't proper investigation. They don't usually have access to the witnesses, to cross-examine witnesses. I mean, all the things we expect on our justice system aren't provided to these young men. And our universities are stealing their degrees, are throwing them out of colleges, are derailing their education, are stopping them completing their courses on the basis of decisions made by these secretive committees, these independent investigations, and no one knows this is going on.
So who's pushing for this? Independent lawyers who are pushing a certain barrow, or are these university executives?
Oh, well, this was all came about as a result of a ferocious campaign by the feminists, who for years have been arguing there's a campus rape crisis, and then they persuaded the universities to set up these regulations across Australia to make decisions about sexual assault. I mean, what is a university doing judging this really important criminal case? They have no authority to do so. It's not, if you look at the tertiary education standards, they never gave universities authority to usurp criminal law. They've taken it upon themselves to set up these regulations. And it's interesting that some of the key players who are involved in that are now out there arguing this in the last few weeks, that Christian Porter should be subject to the same sort of independent inquiry. And it's total madness. It's all about finding more accused men guilty of rape by lowering the standard of proof and denying them their legal rights.
So they know they can't have him convicted because, the main complainant, although she didn't officially complain, is no longer with us. But at the very least, they could have him sacked. That's their intention, right?
Yeah, and punished. I mean, this is to set an example. Our chief legal officer, I suppose, for the whole country, to take him down would be a very big scalp. Let's think about this particular case. The woman herself decided she didn't want to go ahead. Now, we're always hearing about victims having the right to make their own decisions, but not in this case, because this big lobby group knows better. They know what she really wanted, and they know what the parents want. The parents say they didn't want this whole kerfuffle to go ahead because they were very worried that she actually was involved in therapy, which is all about recovering memories. It's all about using hypnotic techniques, sometimes to develop memories of things that never happened.
Although, Bettina, from what we heard last night on the ABC, she went to a psychiatrist 6 years ago, well before she did the repressed therapy process, and she was able to tell the therapist then details of what may have happened to her when she was 16. Yes,
but the parents themselves say that she was prone to, creating things that didn't happen, that, dissociating. They weren't confident that she was telling the truth. And she herself expressed some concerns about that, which is one reason she withdrew the allegation.
I want to ask you quickly about your latest project, Mothers of Sons, which you're going to use to support Christian Porter. Is that right?
Yes, well, to support the Prime Minister, to support everybody who is standing up against this lobby campaign. Mothers of Sons is a group that's come together that I've been helping get started, which consists of women mothers who are concerned about what's happening to men in Australia, women whose own sons have often been falsely accused of rape, of domestic violence. There are men facing false allegations across the country, and these are mothers who are speaking out about what's going on here. And the Mothers of Sons website is running a campaign to get where we've got a whole lot of draft letters put together to lobby MPs, to lobby key people who are involved in this debate, to say we don't want to further remove the rights of accused people who are facing rape accusations. I mean, we already have a criminal justice system which is designed to offer proper protection to the accused and the accuser. This has nothing to do with this. This is about removing the rights of people who have been accused and really setting people up. Any man should be concerned about this because it sets up any man to false accusations, particularly if you have a totally different justice system where they won't be properly protected. This is a real worry, and I think the women of Australia aren't on side with this feminist campaign, which is all about demonising men. They want men and women to have fair treatment under our justice system, and that's what we're doing. So I hope a lot of people will go to the Mothers of Sons website and look at our letters and come on board and stand up against this ferocious campaign from the feminists.
Bettina Arndt, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Chris.